Hey there, Emily Stamets here, life coach for the women and femme folks of theater. I help you to live a life that you are absolutely obsessed with, as much as you're obsessed with like the Hamilton soundtrack. Now today I want to talk about using your theatrical mojo to cope with overwhelm. There are a couple of tricks and tips that we know as theatrical human beings that we use on our shows all the time, that if you start applying those same tips and tricks to your life, you will start to feel less stress, less overwhelm, more calm, peace, productive, amazingness. All right, so let's talk about this. Now, we all get overwhelmed. That is just a factor of living in the world that we live in, where there are a million bajillion opportunities and obligations and all sorts of stuff happening every single day. It's totally normal to feel like it's all just kind of too much and to let yourself get swept up in the stress of it. Totally normal. It also sucks, right? It sucks really, really bad when you're in that space of feeling completely overwhelmed by everything you've already said yes to, all of the things you feel like you should say yes to, making sure you do everything as well as you feel like you're supposed to. All of that is really stressful, and it's common to get super swept up and just feel really overwhelmed, which, again, totally fine to be overwhelmed, except that it usually leads to, higher cholesterol levels, less sleep, higher levels of inflammation. It can actually lead to physical disease, that feeling. You don't get things done as well. You are snippy with your family. So it's not the overwhelm itself that's the problem. It's all of the ways that we act it out that is a problem, that make it worth digging in a little bit deeper into what you actually want and using your theatrical skills to start to eliminate that sense of overwhelm from your life. So let's dig right in. So tip number one, this is a skill that you are using on every single show that you have ever done to create beautiful shows. And I want you to start applying it to your life. All right, here it is. You know what the vision is. As a theatrical human being, you know what you're trying to create. You know the story you're trying to tell. You know how you want to get there. You know what's supposed to come out of it. You know what you want the audience to feel when they walk away. You know the vision of this life that you're trying to create. Now, I say that as if you do. Many of us go through life without ever really asking ourselves this question, right? That's where that Broadway-worthy life design kit is going to come in huge handy. Huge handy? That's interesting. Sometimes words come out of my mouth. I don't really know what they mean. So that's where that design kit helps to walk you through figuring out what you actually want and what you do want your life to look like. So that's really the first step. Take a step back from your life. Move yourself to the back of the house and ask, what is this story about? What is this show about? What do I want my audience to feel? What am I trying to create here? That's the first step. You do this on every single show. No matter what role you're playing, you do that step. Now it's time to do it for your life. All right? Now, once you're clear on that vision, you know your story, you know what you're trying to create. The second step is now you can start to actually create it. So whether you're a performer, you're a designer, you have some skills that allow you to create a reality that has never existed before. If you're a performer, you know how to move, how to speak, how to hold your body. You know what gestures to use in order to create a sense of this person that's never existed before, this person who's living a life. If you're a designer, you know what colors to choose, you know what kind of light quality you want, you know what kind of music and soundscape there needs to be in order to create a world that is in line with your vision, right? Now, if you're feeling overwhelmed, use this, okay? Take a look around you. Look at the physical spaces that you're working in. Look at the kind of music you listen to in your car on your way to work. Look at the clothes that you get dressed in on those really crazy, stressful days, and start to make intentional design-based choices there. Ask yourself, is this what a calm, together, organized, badass person would wear today? Are these the colors that are going to inspire my creativity, my sense of calm, my inner peace? Is this the music that's going to help me feel like I've got it all under control? And just ask yourself that and start to make tiny baby steps in the direction of acting like you're living a life where you're not overwhelmed, right? You're living a life where you've got it all under control. Everything's organized. There's to-do lists. Everything's on time. You're good, right? Start pretending like that is your life today and see what happens. All right. Number 3, your third coping tip that you use every single day on every single show that you've ever done is to get rid of the BS. Get rid of the nonsense, get rid of the extra. Every time you do a show and every time you see a show, you have an eye. You have a critical eye for what belongs and what does not belong. Again, take a step to the back of the house and take a look at your life. What belongs? What's on stage that deserves to be there? What's on stage that's just pulling focus? What's on stage that's distracting or confusing or that has nothing to do with the story you're trying to tell, the emotions you're trying to create for your audience? And start to get rid of those things. What I have found in my personal life and the lives of all of my clients is that overwhelm and stress come not because we're doing too much, but because we're doing things all over the place. We're doing things that have nothing to do with our actual vision for our lives. We've said yes to things all over the board. We stay obligated to things. It's just like, I don't know, it's like you're doing the crucible and you've got an elephant walking across stage and like a circus performer in the back, right? It doesn't make sense. It's confusing. So once you've nailed down that first step of knowing what your vision is, what you want your life to be, what story you're telling, what you're trying to create, the second step is to pretend like you're already there, right? And start acting like it, dressing like it, creating spaces that are like that. And then the final step is to just get rid of what doesn't belong. Say no, say I apologize, I won't be able to complete this project. I thought I had time when I said yes, I don't. Or start saying no to things that don't align. When someone asks you to do something, it's okay to say no if it has nothing to do with that vision that you're trying to create. Now, again, these are all things that we do all the time when we see shows, when we produce shows, in every single role that we perform in a show. We're doing this on a regular, like second to second basis, but we don't often apply these skills to our lives. And that's where we're missing out, right? As a theatrical human being, you have the ability to literally create a life and a reality that has never existed before. You can create whatever life you can imagine. If you can imagine something and make it come to life on stage, then you can imagine it and make it come to life in your life too. All right, so it's time to start putting your theatrical skills to work on your life so you can really start living a life that you love, that you're excited to wake up to, right? I had Hamilton tickets a couple weeks ago. I woke up that morning stoked. I was so excited to get up and I knew that Hamilton was coming. But you know what? I wake up stoked every single morning because every single day I'm creating that life that I'm as obsessed with as I am with Hamilton. So it's great. It's phenomenal. That's what I call a Broadway-worthy life, where everything is aligned. You're excited about everything. It's high quality. It's worth getting obsessed about. Now, if you want to dig deeper into this and start taking the first steps to designing that life for yourself, just click through that free download link that's in the video comments or the video description and plug in your email and I'll email you immediately my Broadway-worthy life design kit, which just walks you through kind of looking at your life, where it is today, where you would rather it be, and starting to identify places where you can adjust, where you can start moving your life from the life that you're living today and getting a little bit closer every single day to that life that you really can be super excited about. All right, I want to hear how this is going for you. I want to hear your thoughts about this, these coping tips. So email me, hit me up. My email is hello@emilystamitz.com, and I will see you later. Until then, keep on living that Broadway-worthy life. Bye.